Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolterman Homestead. My name is Dylan.
And I'm Megan.
We are really looking forward to today's video. We just kind of want to do a recap of our 2020 season we had. We're featuring our good, our bad, and then our upcoming goals for 2021.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll let you start off. Let's do the bads. What are the bad things of 2020 that you feel like we experienced?
My top two biggest bad things that I took away from our 2020 season was our meat birds, our harvesting of the meat birds this year. I mean, down to the process, also to the meat birds. We learned a great deal from various other channels and just from our personal experiences we took away from it. This year our meat birds, our first rounds that we got, we made the mistake of leaving them out in cooler, cold weather, thinking that, you know, at a certain age they would still be okay. Well, we learned the hard way that is not how it went.
I think we lost 6, and that was really hard for me because I was the one that went out and I found them, and I had asked, that evening I had said, do we need to bring them in? Do you think they'll be okay? And he's like, I think they'll be all right. And like, I talked about it in that video. And it was sad. Like, you get baby chicks and you watch them grow, and it was sad.
Yeah, it was really, really upsetting because, it's like anything in life. Me personally, I'd rather learn the hard way. Mistakes, I think, make you stronger, and you learn for next time around that you'll do better. And I think it was our next center round of meat birds that we did were very much better.
Yeah.
And we were really, really happy because we got meat, chicken in our freezer, excuse me, and that is allowing us to.
Yeah, I haven't bought chicken. I have not bought chicken. I think I've done it one time actually. Like, it was one of those where I didn't thaw it out, and we've used all the chicken that I've already broke down, and so I think I'd fixed cracked chicken or something.
So no, for number 2, I feel my bad thing was that some of my peppers, me personally, peppers this year in the garden, my cayenne, I was kind of shocked by this.
Your cayenne didn't grow very well.
Cayenne did not grow very well. I was really disappointed. We had a lot, especially her in her greenhouse. She worked really hard to get some out there, and we planted them, and they died. So I think I'm going to do a little more research and try better for this upcoming year.
Well, and that's too, we'll end up falling for another goal with you. He has a goal, which you can share later on in the video, of what his big plan is with the peppers. We'll have to take you out and show you what his goal is and what his new plan is for his pepper garden.
Exactly. So that being said, what are your 2, 3?
So my
bads?
two make me cry. Yeah. So my 2 make me cry. So I'm sorry guys. I'm on the Roots and Refuge admin team for the Facebook group. And so we all Marco Polo, and like, we have built a little family together. There's like 13 of us, and we've all grown close. And we recently got the news that Mark Avery from the house on Avery Road passed. And for those of you who are a part of this amazing homestead community, knew Mark and knew what a bright light he was, and what a good time he was. And he would send Marcos in the morning, and he would sing, and like, he was just a bright shining star. And so to me, that's one of the hard things of this year, was to lose him, because he was a dear friend. So I will share videos of things that I plan on doing to honor him in our garden this year, and one of those I'm going to be planting lots of sunflowers because Mark loves sunflowers. So I'd like to plant some of the mammoth sunflowers, ones that grow really, 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 really tall, by the chicken coop and just around the garden, because he loved those. He thought they were neat. And he also loved the multi-headed sunflowers, which we've grown in the garden. It's like a sunflower stalk, and it has a whole bunch of different sunflower heads on them, and they are really, really cool. So I'm going to do that, and then I have another really beautiful idea, but I'm not quite ready to share that with you guys yet. And then lastly, another hard thing. Another hard thing we had shared in a live, but we haven't really put out much content lately. And so the other really hard thing was that we rehomed Whisper. Why don't you tell them about that? So I'm not a sobbing mess.
Yes, I have to say it was very difficult to make that decision for the both of us. Mm-hmm. We really weighed our positives and negatives with Whisper, and we ultimately felt it was the best decision. And until the future, where we can get on a bigger homestead setting, mm-hmm. that we felt it was best to move on.
Yeah.
And
so if you don't know, Whisper, we bought a horse, and so we actually boarded her across the road here, and I could see her from the kitchen, and she was a beautiful 12-year-old Appaloosa. When we got her, we knew that she was a little bit green broke, but we didn't. I don't feel like we were told the whole story of how green broke she was, and so I rode her. And she bucked me off. We rode her the day that we bought her, and we didn't have any issues or anything. We brought her here, I rode her, she bucked me off. And, like, I was just really surprised. And then he rode her, and he was in a round pen, and she slammed him against the round pen, and, like, his whole entire shoulder. And to me, it was just too close to his heart. His whole shoulder was black and blue, and he was so bruised. And so we found her a really good home. And like the gentleman that bought her, he's had horses forever, and it was one of those where, you know, what could go wrong went terribly wrong the day that he came. But he took her home, and he rebroke her, and he has kids, and so like she has a good home. But that would be the other really hard thing of this year. So that being said,
right.
Let's talk about the good things of this year.
Moving on, yes, I'll start off with my top 2 good things with this 2020 season. Excuse me, but I think my number 1 good thing this year was our garden.
Yep,
I feel like we really expanded in our growing. We got more educated, more knowledge.
Grew new things.
Yes, we took an awesome course this year.
Oh, yeah.
What was that called? I can't remember.
We did Master Gardeners.
Yes.
He and I are now Master Gardeners. We still need to get in the hours and things.
Yes.
But we did pass that test, and we did take that. So that would definitely be a plus. I learned so much information doing that course.
Yes, I loved every bit of it. It was kind of struggle with my previous job, my work schedule, but when I did go, it was really awesome. You know, there were really good people there. I highly encourage you. It's in like Purdue Ag.
Yeah, you would contact your local extension office. And like, I had someone actually ask me this morning, you know, was it worth the money? Yes. I mean, because each class for us, it was an hour to 3 hours. And like, it was a lot. We learned a lot, and it was totally worth every penny. Plus the book I've shared, I think the book was like this thick, like big old thick book full of all the information. So it's definitely worth it.
Yes, and I think the biggest thing that also adding on to that I took away from it was that I got our foundations. You know, it really helped develop our mindset and what, you know, in the future what we want to do for our raised beds and maybe our future homestead goals. So that was a big thing for me. My second biggest thing was I was really excited this year. We had a blessing. We found a shed. Family, close family friend of ours had a shed they were getting rid of for free. So the next thing that came in play was getting it here. That was a journey, and it was nerve-wracking at times.
Is it 12 by 12?
Yeah, it's 12 by 12 shed.
Yeah.
Very tall.
Yeah.
We were really kind of nervous getting it here, but when we did, I mean, it spoke for itself in words. We were really excited because it sat for a little while because we tried to find the time. But when we did, we put all of our hands on deck, and we got new boards on it, and we got it repainted, and we were so blessed to be able to do that this year. It was one of them projects that it can be time consuming, but it says, you know, if you put your mind to it, you can get it done. Yeah. And we did that, and we're so blessed because our chickens have a great home, and hopefully here soon we can also take us with us.
Take it with us. Move
property.
It again.
Move it again, yes. So.
But there are videos on where we rebuilt that, and we did it as cheap as possible.
Yes.
So there are videos on how we did all of that and how we painted and just built new nesting boxes and all of those things.
What are your 2 biggest good things this year?
Honestly, those are, like you've named them. I mean, I would add that we did do meat birds, and that, you know, we raised our own meat this year, and we had ordered 40 total, and we lost several here and there, but like, I mean, we did it. We ended up going and we helped friends, and we helped friends butcher 57 birds in one day.
That was exciting.
And so, like, the fact that we can have that under our belt is awesome. And then you also got a deer this year.
I did.
Yeah, I was surprised that you didn't name that yet.
It was exciting, but I mean, when you're talking about homesteading, I kind of wanted to focus on that. Deer hunting is more of a hobby for me. I mean, I didn't go as much as I liked this year, but to get the opportunity to take a deer was fantastic, because not only with our chickens, we also have deer meat in the freezer. And I'm hoping to also, we're going to do some videos here soon of some deer-related foods,
dinners.
So we're excited about that.
But I feel like that's kind of all we got.
For the good and the bad part. So what are our goals for 2021?
To move.
To move is number 1, yes.
To move. To have more space. That is like my biggest goal, is just to move, to spread our wings and fly.
Yeah, I would say that is my number 1 as well. We really, I mean, I think anybody, when you're cooped up in a smaller home, you know, and you got kids or family, whoever, you know, you just start to get kind of claustrophobic, I guess. But for me, the biggest factor is just room. You know, having the space to put stuff, to organize stuff. I mean, it's a struggle. It's stressful, and it becomes a pain. I'm just being honest. Yeah.
I kind of want to move out of state, but he wants to stay here. So we'll just kind of see
what leaving happens. That option open, but we're putting it into God's hands. That's the biggest factor. You know, He's amazing. He can open up different doors at any time. You never know. You just got to believe and have faith.
Yes.
So my goal for next year, one of my favorite ones, 2021, is I actually am very blessed and excited. If you guys can see this fully on the screen, this is Spring Creek Outfitters. My sister, she is amazing. She's majoring in graphics and art design.
She made our logo.
Right. But she made me my logo. I didn't even know about it. At Christmas time, I opened up for my present, and I was kind of puzzled, because I was like, wow, this is an awesome shirt.
Right over his
and
head.
then come to find out, I was like, oh, that's my logo. Oh my gosh. So I was thrilled, over to the moon. So I'm really, really hoping to get this off. It's been a dream of mine for years. It's just finding the time to do it. I've got all of my setup ready. I just need to get ordering stuff to make collars and dog leads. And eventually I would like to go bigger, but yeah. This is my logo.
You eventually like to build coon dog boxes and
I do.
Those things and do more things with the coon hunting world.
Yes, and I would really love to bring more coon hunting videos with our kids, with other friends and family.
To our channel, so y'all can see how much fun it is to go traipsing in the woods at night
Yes.
with a little light on your head.
But see, we're forgetting a whole bunch of good stuff. But one of my other biggest goals, I'm very excited about doing it. We actually just looked at some more today, but her greenhouse. I would really love. There's a guy I work with. He knows some Amish guys that have are really big into solar power. Excuse me, and they have a whole setup that powers 2 sheds that they have, and I'm hoping to make that connection to go see that. And I think that would be phenomenal because it would be just one of them things that, you know, not only getting to meet new people, and that's why we love doing what we do, but also we can learn from that, you know, and share that information. So we're going to look into that here for 2021.
And he's wanting to mount a greenhouse on our greenhouse, mount a solar panel onto the greenhouse, so then the greenhouse is basically self-sufficient.
Exactly.
So that's kind of all that we have to share. We just wanted to fill you guys in and kind of do a review on the year and share the harder things this year. But hopefully some of the positive ones and some beautiful things.
And all of us at the Wolterman Homestead, we love you guys. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy this video. And as always, take care.
God bless.
And God bless.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good morning, good morning. Hi, y'all.